You live. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Come on up in the Lord's house. He shall gondola.
Let's come on up in the Lord's house today.
I'm gonna throw his phone because it keep locking up on me.
Let's come on up in the Lord's house today, because I swear to God, I am hyped today.
Come on up in the Lord's house. He shall gondola. Robo shanda, ibobo sha, ikandala. Oh yeah.
Some people need the Lord, because I swear to God, my nerves is fixated today.
Woke up in the mood.
I sure did. I sure did. I woke up in a hella mood to some shit. I gotta get my nails done again. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Come on up.
Oh, Jesus.
Come on up. Come on up. Come on up. Come on up in the Lord's
Lord, I'll
house.
slap the shit out of you. I swear for God he is.
You said what?
I said one day the Lord gonna come and slap the shit out of you.
No, we're not.
Yes, he is.
That's my praise and worship.
That's your praise and worship, but God gonna say worship this, and he gonna say slap, and he gonna slap
Come
the shit out of
on
you
up.
over that damn song.
He shall come oh. Come on up.
Y'all folks better stop playing with God.
Hey, Erica.
And I ain't talking about Joseph's song either. Y'all better stop playing with God.
Come on
I'm
up.
telling you, y'all play with God too much. Y'all people
Come
on this earth,
up.
y'all play with God too much, and y'all don't realize with the multitude and the multitude of what God can do for you.
Come on up. Come on up. He shall gondola. Come on up. He shall gondola. Robo shanda, ibobo shai gondola.
Hey Erica, hey Terry.
Come on up. Come on up. Come on up. That's the remix. That's the remix just for Erica.
I'm so mad, y'all, this morning. I swear to God, I'm so mad.
I don't know why you allow things to make you so angry.
I'm things that have substance make me angry. Things that have substance, they make me angry. It's something that you can't help. You can't help but get angry at things that have substance, things that have meaning, things that should mean something to people in life. Those are the things that make me angry. The one thing I can't stand, the one thing that I can't stand most of all in the world, I can't stand a selfish person. I can't stand selfish people.
Hey, Monte. Hey, Trisha.
I can't stand people that are heartless and that are cold-hearted and that are selfish as fuck. I can't stand people like that. I can't, Joseph. It just drives me crazy. It drives me to a point where I'm like, why? And I don't be asking the Lord why. I'm like, why people? Why my people? Why my people? Why y'all got to be angry? And why y'all got to be so selfish? I know people, Joseph, I done seen people walk past homeless people on the street and won't give them a second look. Okay? I've seen people walk past a homeless person knowing that that homeless person is hungry and ain't got nothing to eat and will not give them something to eat and will not give them anything to get anything to eat because they that selfish. But then when they down and out, they get mad and pissed off and in their feelings. when somebody don't help them out. They get mad. How you gonna get mad? And how you gonna get in your feelings about somebody not helping you when you've been a selfish person in your life? How you gonna get mad? Because you know there's people out there like that, right?
Yeah.
You know there's people out there that are getting their feelings. They had a nerve to get in their feelings and get mad because somebody didn't help them out when they needed it. But when they had, they will walk upon this earth and won't give nobody nothing.
Well, have you ever heard the saying that there's two types of people in this world? There's givers and then there's takers.
This ain't got nothing to do with give and take.
No, it does have to do
No,
with
it
give
don't.
and take.
It don't.
Because the takers are always the ones that are selfish. They won't give anybody anything. They don't think that they should give anybody anything, and all they ever do is have their hand out because they just take.
No, because some takers need people that you give to that need something. There's takers. They're takers, but they take when they need.
No,
see, I'm a person. That's how I am.
Most takers will take even if they don't need because that's just their nature.
No, I'm not a taker like that.
No, you're not a taker. You're a giver. You would never.
And I'm a taker too.
No.
Yes, I am. And the reason why, hold on.
No,
let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say
black
this.
or white.
No, it's not. It's not black or white, Joseph.
Black or white.
It's not.
Because a giver may have to take sometimes because they can't always give. And a takers never give because that's just in their nature to take from everybody all the time. And if they give to who they want, how they want, with conditions. Givers just give because that's in their nature to just give and help people and want to see people happy and want to see people
right.
succeed.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not black and white. It's not givers and takers. It's not that. That giver being a giver and a taker has absolutely nothing to do with it. If you selfish as fuck, you just selfish as all motherfuck.
But most givers are selfish. That's what I'm telling you.
I understand that, but what I'm saying to you is I'm talking about selfish motherfuckers. There's some selfish people in this world. And you know what bothers me the most is when people are selfish towards their own. When you selfish towards your own. I've had friends, right, that have come into hundreds of thousands of dollars, and won't buy their sibling, won't give their sibling $1 for a loaf of bread. They won't give their sibling $1 for a loaf of bread, and that's sad.
But you have to know the whole situation.
I don't care about the situation.
Well, okay, so what if it was the reverse? What if the sibling came in the money and they needed a loaf of bread and the sibling didn't give it to them? Now the tables are turned and they just want their sibling to see how it feels. Let me say something to you.
Let me say this to you. You know who I am. You know my heart, right?
Right.
I'm the type of person, I don't care. I got 2 sisters. If my 2 sisters ever came into money and they never gave me a dime, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the tables was turned, because the tables do turn. And the tables was turned and they needed me for anything. I don't care if it was a loaf of bread. I don't care what it was. I don't care if it was a penny. I would still give it to them. Because that's just the type of person I am. But but for me to say that is for people to tell me that I'm stupid. You stupid. Oh, you stupid and you foolish. Because they wouldn't give to you, but you would give to them.
Hey, Monica.
That's not how God works. I keep telling y'all this. I keep telling you. You got to be good to people in your life. You have to be good to people in your life because you get it back.
Hey, Reese Cup.
You eventually get it back. You people out there that's taking, and not giving, you get it back. Trust me. You have shortcomings in your life. You may not get it. It may not come right away. It may not directly hit you, but it may hit somebody in your family. You know what I'm saying? It may hit somebody in your family. It may hit you with an illness. It may hit somebody that's close to you and make them ill. That's how God works. I keep telling people this. I'm going to tell you something. I am a true believer. And you get what you give in this world. You get what you give in this world. I believe that 100% wholeheartedly. You call me a fool, you call me stupid, you call me whatever you want to call me, but I am the one. I am that bitch that will walk down the street and see a homeless person that ain't got nothing and will feed them. I'll see a homeless person. I don't care how much money they didn't collect it. I don't care. They can collect $100,000 and be homeless, and I will still give them a dime. That's me. That's me. Because it's not for me to judge or decide what their fate will be. I remember when I came back to New Jersey. When I came back to New Jersey back in 2018, before I got married, it was Thanksgiving, right? And I went to a friend's house. I went to a friend's house for Thanksgiving. And I ended up staying over there pretty late. And the friend sent me home with a plate. Sent me home with a nice plate. You know, I had all the, I had actually had about 3 or 4 plates of food. I had a plate with some turkey and ham on it. I had some mashed potatoes, some collard greens. I had some stuffing. I had some mac and cheese. I had candy yams. I had all the trimmings of what a Thanksgiving dinner would be. And I couldn't wait to get home. I couldn't wait to get home so I can warm up that plate. Or I can warm up some of it and eat the rest of it the next day. I couldn't wait till I got home. But I'm walking down the street to the bus to catch the bus home. And I see this homeless man. I used to see this homeless man every single day. I would see him every day and wish to myself that I had something to give to him. And I never did, you know. But this day I was traveling home and I had 4 plates with me. 4. Something in my heart and something in my spirit said, Tramel, give that man that food. And I'm saying to myself, I don't want to give this man my food, Lord. I don't want to give this man my food. I'm going home to eat. I'm going home to eat. But the Lord said, Tramel, that sometimes you have to be selfless and unselfish. And you know what I did, Joseph?
What would you do?
I gave that man I gave him all that food that I had. Every bit of it. Every single bit of it I gave to him. And when he opened up that bag and he saw that food that I had, he was so grateful. He was so grateful. He said, thank you, man. Thank you, man. He said, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. And that's all it took for my heart to be warm. That's being unselfish. And I wasn't doing it to get no praises. I wasn't doing it to get no accolades. I was doing it just because the Spirit told me to do it. I did what the Spirit told me to do. But there's people out here, I swear to God, that are selfish as fuck. Joseph, they won't give you a goddamn dime if you needed it. If your life depended on it. I remember one time I was watching this show. You ever watch The First 48?
Mm-hmm.
There was an episode on The First 48 where this brother, right? Listen to this. This brother, his family, he was a drug dealer. And so these guys kidnapped him because they knew he had money, right? And they sent a message to his brother, and they told his brother he had 24 hours to leave a specific amount of money at a specific place. Otherwise, they were going to kill his brother. Do you know what he did?
What did he do?
Nothing. He did absolutely nothing. And guess what they did?
Killed his brother.
The place where they told him to leave the money at, they left his brother there. They had killed and tortured his brother. Now he want to cry all over the place. Oh, he want to cry. And then y'all kill me with that shit. You selfish ass motherfuckers. I'm not talking to people in the chat. I'm talking to the selfish ass motherfuckers out there. You got these selfish ass motherfuckers out there that'll be fucking selfish to your ass. And then when something bad happens to your ass, then they be the first ones at the goddamn funeral just crying all over the place. Just crying, oh God. You got to call the paramedics for their asses. Because they cutting the fool so bad at the funeral. You got those ones. Then you got your family members. You got some family members that if you needed a place to live, child, if it came to them, if it was up to them, your ass wouldn't have nowhere to go. Not where to go, Joseph.
Not where to go.
That's how we say it down south. Now you ain't had not where to go. You a person, you ain't got where to go, and your family member knock on your door and say, cousin, auntie, uncle, I need a place to stay. I ain't got no place to live. They'd be like, I don't know what you gonna do. I don't know what you gonna do. They won't even invite you in for a decent meal. Some of them. They won't even invite you in for a decent meal. They won't say to you, well, brother, well, cousin, well, uncle, well, niece, well, nephew, I ain't got a place for you to live, but you can come here and you can get you something to eat. Shabbat. Y'all better stop being so selfish. I'm telling you, you got to stop being so selfish because your days is numbered. If you selfish, your days is numbered. I'm telling you, your days is numbered. If you selfish, I don't care who you are. I don't care how many days you go to church. I don't care how good of a job that you got. Your days are very numbered. Your days, your health, your days are very numbered. Your health is in danger. Your household is in danger when you selfish like that. You in danger. You put your whole household in danger. You put your whole life. Your loved ones are in danger. You remember that episode, Monte, the first 48? That shit was sad. That shit broke my motherfucking heart. That wasn't even my damn brother. That shit broke my motherfucking heart. Your brother, your own blood brother. Somebody called me and told me that I had 24 hours to get such and such amount of money together. Otherwise, my brother was dead. Oh, I'm going to get that money together. I'm going to get it together.
Right, Erica, they be the ones at the casket screaming, take me with you.
Mm-hmm. They be the ones at the casket screaming to the top of their lungs, just cutting the fool at the funeral, knowing that when that person was living and that person asked them for a place to stay, that they didn't even help them. They ain't even help them. They ain't even help them. It was not because they couldn't, it's because they didn't want to.
What's that happen?
You know what a happen is. You know what a happen is. If you don't know what happen is, then I don't know what to tell you.
That's that old country talk coming out. Terry said, don't get your blood pressure up.
Let me tell you something. The McCraeKingz are blessed. Did you know that? Did you know how blessed we are? We are blessed. We are blessed to have people that don't even know us, that they never laid eyes upon us except for being in front of this camera. We have people. We have people that will give us the shirt off their back. And that's a blessing. That's a blessing. That's being blessed. God knows, Joseph, if I ever left this earth, I will hope that somebody will care enough about me to make sure that you are okay. I do. I really do. It breaks my heart. And it breaks my heart because it's us. It's black people. Black people. It's black people. Black people are the worst. We are the worst at it. We are the worst at it. We are the ones that will turn our back on our family in a minute for $1. We are the worst. I've seen white people, and I'm doing black versus white right now. But I've seen white people that will see their family in destitute and pick them up and give them a whole new way to walk and give them a whole new life. Give their family member a whole new way of walking, a whole new life, and watch that family member prosper. And won't ask them for nothing back. Not us black people. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. No. We don't do that.
Or at least if they want something back, they wait till they get on their feet and can afford to give it back to them.
Yeah.
Not black people, honey. They want it back while you still collecting food stamps, bitch. Half them food stamps belong to me.
You got black people.
Give me my money.
You got black people. Us black people. We will know. We will sit there and we will count your money. They'll sit there and they'll count your money. They'll count your money
as being their own.
As being their own. You got black people that'll sit there and they'll talk about you like a dog if you ask them for something and they know you ain't got nothing. They know you ain't got nothing. And they got plenty. They got a plenty. Some black people, they'll ask you for money and they don't even need it.
Just because.
Just because. Just because. It's sad. It really is. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad how we treat our family members. It's sad how we treat our friends. I tell my friends all the child, let me tell you something. It's sad. It is. It's sad. It's sad. But let me tell you something. When you ain't no child of God, when you ain't no child of God, and you do stuff like that, you get it back. God gonna get you back. He gonna get you back one way or the other. He gonna get you back, and he gonna teach you a lesson. He gonna show you. I'll never forget. I was in this relationship with this guy, and our relationship was cool up until the time we decided to break up. You know, he told me one day, when I come home, I expect for you to be out of my house because I'm having company tonight. Okay, bitch. You want to do that? Okay. All right. And I told him that day, I said, oh, you want to throw me out on the street? You want to throw me out on the streets, Mr. Selfish? You want to throw me out on the streets? You know I ain't got no place to go, but you want to throw me out, right? Okay, I'll leave. But know this. Know this. You'll call me before I call you. You'll get in contact with me before I get in contact with you. 1 year later, guess who I got a phone call from? I got a phone call from him telling me, oh, Tramel, I got my income taxes and I need to pay my rent and I ain't got my income taxes yet. You think you can loan me the money? Yeah, for real? You call me asking me to borrow money and you threw me out on the street? Oh. Okay. That's how that works. That's how we doing that today. See, because the Lord will make your enemies your doormat. They will. They will. The Lord will make you their doormat. Your enemies, your doormat.
Your footstool.
Mm-hmm. I got a plenty of footstools right now. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna say no name, but I got plenty of footstools in my life. How many footstools y'all got in y'all life? Because I got a plenty. I ain't saying no names. And the only reason why I ain't saying no name because I made a promise that I wasn't gonna do that. Because it ain't worth it. Did I loan him the money? I sure did. I loaned him the money. Mm-hmm. Everybody told me I was stupid for doing it, but I loaned him the money. I got my money back. But I did. I loaned him the money with a contract. Because the spirit said, Chamel, the spirit said, Chamel, don't give him no money without a contract. Mm-hmm. And you're right, Tricia. That's what Patty LaBelle said. When you've been blessed, pass it on. That's right. When you've been blessed, pass it on. You ain't even got to pass it on when you've been blessed. But when you've been blessed, if somebody came to you in need, you help them. You help them. It's not what's wrong with, how is it going to hurt your soul to help them?
Well, unfortunately, I'm not like my husband. I'm not. I don't have that forgiving spirit. I don't have that forgiving soul. I just don't. You turn me out. When the opportunity arises, I'm going to turn you out just like you turned me out. That's just who I am. I play tit for tat. I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with helping somebody in need. Don't get me wrong. But just understand and know that if I ever came to you in an hour of need, honey, and you tried to turn my pussy, that your pussy will get turned when the tables are reversed.
See, let me tell you why I don't believe in tit for tat. I don't believe in vengeance because for several reasons. One of the reasons why I don't believe in vengeance is because when you seek out revenge on somebody, right, you say, I'm going to get them back, right? Once you've gotten them back, now what?
But see,
No. Answer the question.
But see, that's the thing. It's different when you just sitting out waiting to seek revenge versus an opportunity
to throw it in their face
that presents itself where you can now look at them and say, ha ha ha, bitch. Remember when? There's a difference. Because you can go on with your life and never think about it twice. And then here come 3-4 years later, here come this person, and they like, the opportunity presents itself.
But don't you know the biggest tee is somebody like that having to come to you? Don't you know the biggest tee is that person having to come back to you and ask you for something?
The biggest tee is when you say no. Because they're so used to you.
That's not the biggest tee.
Oh, yes, it is. The biggest tee is because most people that do that, they have the balls to come back. They don't even care. Because this bitch is going to give it to me. And then when you don't, that's when they gag. That's when they really gag.
Not necessarily.
Because they so used
just when you think you're teaching somebody a lesson, Joseph. Just when you think you're teaching somebody a lesson, you ain't taught them shit.
Because they so used to you always saying yes. And, I know this bitch will give it to me. Let me call this dummy because I know this dummy will give it to me. I done played them about 5-7 times. And I know they'll give it to me. And then when you don't, then they sit there looking stupid.
That's different. That's different. But for the most part, you call yourself teaching a person a lesson. You don't teach nobody a lesson. You don't teach nobody no lesson. You ain't teaching them nothing. That's why you got to be unselfish and selfless in your life. I don't believe in seeking out revenge on people simply because it only gives you but a few moments of gratification. Number one.
But see,
Number
I
two.
don't call it revenge. Revenge is when you sitting back plotting, waiting. And I don't sit back and plot and wait on nobody.
It's not even about sitting back and plotting and waiting on people. I'm talking about if somebody comes to you in need. When somebody comes to you in need, it's because they really, really need it. Well, most people.
Exactly. And when it was my turn, you didn't feel that way for me. So why should I turn around and feel some kind of way for you?
Because that's what God expects of you.
No.
That's what God expects.
Let them go to God.
No, that's what God expects of you, Joseph.
Let God tell them who to go to for the money. Because He ain't going to tell them to come to me.
Joseph, we're going to respectfully disagree on this anyway. But that's what God wants you to do. That's what God wants you to do.
And I'm not going to say that. What I'm not going to say is that God don't want you to have an open heart and to help someone. What I'm saying is if you really went to God and prayed about it, He ain't going to send you to me. Because He already know what I'm going to do. So if He really wants you to have it, He ain't going to say go to Joe because He know Joe ain't giving it to you, especially what you did to Joe 15 years ago. He know Joe ain't giving it to you. So what I'm saying is that would be a lowest cause for God to send you to me, telling me you prayed about it, because I'm going to look at you and say, oh, well, if you prayed about it, sweetie, God didn't tell you to come to me. I know He didn't tell you to come to me because He ain't going to tell you to come to somebody that ain't going to give it to you. Unless He's trying to teach you a lesson.
That's God will. God will. That's how God will teach you a lesson. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. That's how God will teach you. God. That's why God.
If He trying to teach you a lesson,
makes
He gonna tell you to come to me,
your doormat,
because He gonna know that I ain't giving it to you, and He wants you to understand what it feels like when you did it to somebody else.
Yeah, well, that's how God works. That's exactly how God works. That's why God make your enemy your doormat. God make your enemy your doormat for a reason. God make your enemy your doormat sometimes for you to go on ahead and help your enemy. For you to help your enemy, so your enemy can see the error of thine ways. I've seen it happen before. I've seen the Lord do it before. I've seen the Lord do it to folks. That's just how God works. But as humans, God gave us free will. We ain't even talking about God, but God gave us free will as humans. Why wouldn't you take an opportunity to help out somebody in need? Why wouldn't you?
I agree.
Call me a fool all you want to. I used to get so mad when people used to say to me, Tramel, you so stupid. Tramel, you's a goddamn fool. Ain't no way in the world I would have did such and such or such and such. I would have never did no dumb shit like that in my whole entire life. Tramel, you so stupid. Why would you be so stupid to do something like that? To help this person. I've been called a fool in my life. But call me a fool all day if you want to. I just don't get some people, Joseph. I don't get some people.
I don't get the takers because I'm not a taker. Give me that. I'm not a taker. So I don't get the takers.
I guess what you can call me is I'm a person that can accept something. Very seldom, very, very seldom can I accept something because I don't really like handouts. I really don't like to take handouts. I would rather I'm the type of person I'm giving you an example. My ex, right? I remember when I first became disabled. When I first became disabled, and we didn't have food in the house to eat and stuff. We would go to the food pantry, right? And there were like hundreds of food pantries that we could go to in order to get assistance. Well, my ex, when I was with him, he wanted to make a job out of it. He used to get mad at me and curse me out, because he wanted to go to this food pantry this day. He wants to go to that food pantry that day. He wants to go to this food pantry this day, that food pantry that day. Before you knew it, Joseph, I kid you not, we had canned goods stacked up to the top of the ceiling. You hear me? We had canned goods stacked up to the top of the ceiling. Our refrigerator was so full of food that it was busting out. And he would get mad and cuss me out because he wanted to go to a food pantry. And I told him, I was like, why are we doing this? Why are we going to a food pantry when we don't need food? We got plenty of food.
That's just being greedy.
You can't be that way, y'all. I'm telling you, can't be that way. And you don't think nobody looking at you, but God is watching you. God is watching you. God is watching you. God is watching you when you do stuff like that. You can't be like that. You got to be able to sometimes be unselfish. Remember, I used to tell y'all all the time last year. I used to tell y'all, do something different. Do something that you never thought you would do. I remember my mom would put online that she would post on her Facebook, I'm going to meet somebody today that I've never met before in my life. And I used to be like, why does she keep putting that on her timeline? Why does she keep putting this on her timeline? You know what I found out my mama was doing? I found out my mother was feeding the homeless. I found out my mama was feeding the homeless. That's how I found out my mother was feeding the homeless. My mother was going downtown Newark in some of the most dangerous places, and she was feeding the homeless. She was feeding the derelicts and the dregs of society. Being unselfish and being selfless. And to this day, my mother still, and my mother she's going through the early stages of dementia, but my mother goes out and she feeds the homeless. That's the one thing that now my mother has short-term memory loss, but the one thing that God don't never let her forget is where she came from. My mother still goes out and feeds the homeless. I've seen my mother take her last $20 to go and buy a 12-pack of water and go buy some snacks and put them in a Ziploc bag, individual Ziploc bags, and hand them out to the homeless people. I done seen my mother go in the store. She'll go in the dollar store and she'll buy socks in the wintertime because she knows that homeless people, that's the thing that they need the most in the wintertime is socks. She'll go out and she'll buy socks and she'll give them out to the homeless people. I know I've seen my mother go and make up these little packages for homeless people and put $1 in the package. And these people, they love to see my mother come and they'll throw the snacks and they'll throw everything away that my mother done gave them, but they'll keep that $1. Yeah, y'all. I know y'all always hear this word, life is too short. It is too short. But what are you going to do? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing to help the next person? What are you doing? Because I know I do. I know I help the next person in a minute. I ain't got that much money. I get a check once a month. And every single month I make it my business to try to help somebody. Even if it's giving a homeless man $5, I'll give him $5. And I'll help the next man. Where we live at here in New Jersey, you see people on the corner. You see men on the corner and women on the corner begging for money. And people be like, I'm not giving them no money. They ain't doing nothing. They saving the money. They saving the money so they can have them something. Of course. What's the problem? And some of them may save and they may be up to no good, but it ain't for you to judge. It ain't for you to judge the gift that you give. It ain't for you to dictate the gift that you give. Many people have donated to the McCraeKingz platform, and I'm grateful for every single dime, every single last dime. And if I could give it back, I'd give it back. But the one thing I am is I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the people that donate to my platform. Grateful, very grateful. You gotta stop being that way. You gotta stop being that way, y'all. You gotta stop being that way. Stop being that way. If you are that way, stop being that way. And if you are that way, God have mercy on your soul, because you just don't know what you're doing to your spirit. You don't know. You don't even know and understand what you're doing to your spirit. And family. Let me tell you something. Family supposed to always look out for family. Family's supposed to always be there for family. I don't care how bad the situation is. Family's supposed to always be there for you. I ain't saying that you're supposed to let your crackhead cousin that's always stealing and stuff from your house. I ain't saying you're supposed to let that person in your house. But you're supposed to do something to help them. You got to do something to help them. Even if it's giving them some kind words, do something to help them. Don't give them no nasty words. Don't give them no mean words. But give them something. Give them something. The link is up there if y'all want to say something. The link is up there if y'all want to say something. Don't come up here giving me no scenarios or what if your friend did this or what if your cousin did that. Don't come up here and give me that scenario. Don't come up here giving me that. Because it's more than just that. It's more to it should be more to your life than that. Your life should have more meaning than that, than you counting what you have done for others. Your life should have more than just than that substance. Because sometimes it be like that. You know what I thank and praise God for? I thank and praise God for always putting people in my path that would help me, that were not selfish. I've always known unselfish people. I've always showed my appreciation. Mm-hmm. Y'all want to know somebody who unselfish? Let me tell you somebody that's unselfish. My Uncle Fred. My Uncle Fred is unselfish. He's an unselfish man. Let me tell you something. When I first proposed to Joseph, my mother, God bless her. When I first proposed to Joseph, remember this, Joseph? When I first proposed to Joseph, my mother, she did not like the fact that I proposed to Joseph and she wanted me out of her house. I ain't had no place to go.
Hey, Tracy.
Nowhere. I had no place to go.
And without question, my Uncle Fred ain't say nothing. Joseph said, Tramel don't have no place to go. Can he stay here? Is that what you said to him?
More or less.
And that's where, and this is where I've lived. This is where I've lived with no questions asked. Not one question asked. Uncle Fred ain't never came to me and said nothing to me. He's nothing. He just welcomed me into his home. That's unselfish. That's what being selfless means. That's unselfish. Because he could have said, I don't know who this person is. I don't know who he is, Joseph. He can't come and live here with us. He could have said that, but he didn't. Yeah, well, my mama came around. She did. She came around and stuff like that. But had it not been for this person being unselfish and being selfless, I would have been out on the street. I'd been out on the street. I tell Joseph all the time, I'm like, Joseph, Lord help me. Lord help us if I should ever pass away. I will hope that somebody be as nice to you and be as unselfish enough to make sure that you're okay. We got to stop being selfish with our money. We got to stop being selfish with our time. We got to stop being selfish when it comes to family. We got to stop being selfish when it comes to friends. We got to stop being selfish when it comes to strangers on the street, because you don't never know who you helping out. You could be walking past a millionaire and don't even realize it. You could be walking past a millionaire that's homeless on the street and got $1 million in their pocket. Come on.
It's true.
You could be. You never know. You never know. You never know, Joseph. You never know who you are helping. Diane Carroll, prime example. Diane Carroll, there was a man that she knew in New York City. He lived on Park Avenue. He had a condominium he wasn't doing nothing with. And he told her, he said, you can come and live in this condominium. When he died, he left it to her in her will. He willed it to her and told her that she could not sell it. She could only sell it for the market value of what that apartment was worth at the time that she moved in there. So she couldn't sell that apartment. She couldn't sell that apartment for no more than $5,000. And she went to court and tried to get an injunction and tried to get that thrown out because she wanted to sell that apartment because it was worth millions. It was worth millions. But she was so doggone selfish in her life that she went to court and tried to get an injunction to have what this man had left her, had given to her when she needed something, when she didn't have no place to live with her and her children. He gave her that apartment. Selfish. What was we watching this morning? We was watching on YouTube. Joseph and I, we were watching on YouTube on how MC Hammer. Mm-hmm. We was watching how MC Hammer didn't pay none of his dancers when they used to dance for him. When MC Hammer was a big thing, he went and lost all that money, all of it.
Because people fail to realize you could be up today and back down tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And see, when you down already and you go up, if you come back down, you know what it's like to be down.
Lord have mercy.
But if you ain't never been down, when you get down there, honey, it's a lonely place.
It sure enough is. And it's a real lonely place. It's a real lonely place when you've been selfish. It's real lonely when you've been selfish.
Yeah, because ain't nobody trying to fuck with you.
Count your blessings. Count your blessings, people.
Tracy, my grandmother used to do that.
Do what?
And I used to get so mad at her because it was this lady that was a crackhead. or she might not be. I'm not gonna call her a crackhead, but she was mental. And my grandmother used to let her come in and eat, and me and my sister would get mad because we were scared of the lady. We were young. We were scared of her because she was a mental case. And my grandmother used to always, like, I would hate if my grandmother bumped into her in the street. If she was doing good, my grandmother just would hide and by. If she was doing bad, my grandmother used to bring her in the house, feed her. And I'm looking at her like, are you crazy? Are you serious? I remember one time she brought her in the house and Uncle Fred was there and he barricaded his door just in case she decided to go off. Because she was cuckoo. And my grandmother didn't care. She didn't care that she was putting all our lives in jeopardy by helping this woman.
No, because you ain't supposed to be, Josie, you ain't supposed to care about that stuff. Because the Lord's gonna protect you. God will protect you. And sometimes God, sometimes the circumstances ain't like that. Sometimes a person like that might attack you. But you don't think on that premise.
Make a 16 and a 13-year-old understand that.
Right.
All they know is that this woman is crazy. They know what they hear in the streets about her.
Right.
And here you got her flocking up in the house, feeding her, sitting there talking to her, and she talking gibberish.
But you can teach
crazy.
them. You can
and
teach them.
It's like, okay, but at a certain, what I'm saying is, at my age back then, and my sister's age back then, all we knew was we was calling our mother, telling her, come get us, because grandma got this crazy woman in the house again. And then, of course, my mother's like, well, why are you keep bringing this woman in the house? You know she's a mental case. If she do something to my kids, I'm going to kill her. But my grandmother didn't care. She was going to help her
Bless her heart.
by every means necessary. And I'm sitting there like, woman, are you kidding me right now?
Bless her heart. Bless her heart. Because sometimes you don't know. Sometimes you have family, you have people that come into your life that don't understand why you do what you do. Why you do that? Why you help people out like that? You have people that come into your life that don't understand. Sometimes it ain't for everybody to understand. It's not.
No, Rita Cup, we watched the video today. He didn't pay the dancers.
No, he didn't pay.
That's why he went broke spending all that money on him and his wife. He didn't go broke helping the dancers because all the dancers admit they ain't never got paid. The only time they got paid was when they went on Arsenio Hall, and Arsenio Hall gave them a check for being on the show. And that was the first time they got paid. They even had to come up with their own outfits.
Yeah. But you know what? And let me tell you something. MC Hammer is a millionaire today. Did you know that? He's a millionaire today. You know why? Because he had to go back and he had to do it all over again. And he had to work for what he got. He had to work for every single dime. Now these days, he works for every single dime that he has.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm glad he was able to fix it. But I bet you he do things a little different.
Oh, yeah, I bet you he do things a little bit different now.
Because sometimes people got to learn. Sometimes you're not going to enjoy the fruits of your labor until you have to labor for them. Because when it comes too easily, take from me, when it comes, well,
it's not even about it coming too easy. It's about you having. Sometimes we do. It's some of us that money come by us easy. We come by money easy. It's some people that's just financially set. It's some people on this earth that just financially, they can just give. They can just give to people. And listen, people, I'm not saying that you're supposed to give to everybody. You ain't got to give to everybody. I ain't saying you got to give to everybody, but one selfless act. That's all it takes is one selfless act. One. And that puts your name on the roll. That puts your name on the roll. I'm not saying that you got to feed, you got to go in your kitchen and cook a full course meal and feed the homeless, because everybody ain't got the luxury of doing that. But if you got the luxury of doing it, then you should do it.
Well, see, now I kind of disagree.
It's a lady right now walking around in Newark. Did you know it's a lady walking around in Newark? She's a homeless woman and she be out in the street begging for money and everything. She her mind ain't right. Her mind, she has mental issues. And she's a millionaire.
Well, see, I kind
She a millionaire.
I,
She get her family goes out on the street and they find her and they give her money every single month. They give her money every single month.
I think you should use your discernment when it comes to certain things.
I believe
Hey,
you should use
friend.
I believe you should use your discernment, but at the same time, in doing so, like I said, all it takes is for you to do one selfless act. What is it for you to make a sacrifice? I've made so many sacrifices for people. I've made so many sacrifices for people. I've had $10 in my pocket.
Well, people get mad at me because they say I pick and choose who I want to be nice to. And it's not that I'm necessarily picking and choosing per se. It's just that I'm using my discernment. If I feel certain people, I'm not helping them, then I'm not helping them. Other people, I feel that I want to go out of my way and help them, then that's what I'm going to do.
You do that based on how people treat you. I treat people the way I like to be treated. And what I like to be treated with is kindness. I like to be treated with fairness. I like people to treat me with consideration. All those great things.
Now, what I don't do, what I had to learn, because one thing that I do hate as well is when somebody do something for you, they keep throwing it in your face.
Mm-hmm.
All I did is, remember when you needed $100? Mm-hmm. I gave you $100. I still ain't got it back yet.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm in the same position that I was in when you gave me the $100, where I'm getting it from?
I got a friend. Her best friend gave her a kidney, and every time she turned around, she in her face talking about this the girl I gave my kidney to.
This is why I never asked nobody. This is why I never asked nobody to give me a kidney. For that exact reason. Because I don't need nobody throwing in my face they gave me a kidney. I said, in my spirit, I said, if somebody want to bless me one day and give me a kidney, then they'll have to come to me and tell me that they want to give me a kidney.
Right.
I wasn't going to nobody and ask.
Well, I mean, I understand. I get it.
Because nobody is ever going to. I'm just the type of person.
See, but for my friend, it was a life or death situation.
No. I get
it was
it.
It was a life or death situation for her. But the person that gave her the kidney,
right.
They didn't do it in the spirit of, I'm going to give my best friend a kidney because I love her and I don't want to see her die. They gave her the kidney simply so they can say that they gave her a kidney so they can get accolades.
Well, that's just like when I see people on social media walking up to homeless people, giving them all this money and stuff. Why do you have to document that? What are you looking for? I hate when people do stuff looking for something in return. Because that's no better than being a stingy bitch.
Well, everybody's heart ain't like that. You know, you could see a person like you could see me and you walking down the street. We could give a homeless person something. That don't necessarily mean we doing it for clicks and views. We may be doing that to show people that giving.
But I don't have to show nobody. I don't have to show nobody what I'm doing. Because it's between me and God. It's not between me and everybody in this chat. That I'm walking down the street and I decide to give a homeless person $5,000.
Right.
That's my business.
Right.
That's between me and God.
Right. That's like Jay-Z and Beyonce. Jay-Z and Beyonce, they give away a lot of money.
None of these people in this chat are going to bless me the way God is going to bless me for what I did.
Right.
So why do I care?
Right.
And that's what pisses me off with people now. Or they want to go set up a GoFundMe for a homeless person. First of all, they ain't even got a credit card to get the money, so you're getting most of the money. So how do I know you're giving them all the money that you're getting? They don't know how much money you're getting. They're homeless. True. They ain't got no way to log in and see how much money you got.
That's true.
You could say you got $100,000, but give them $2,000 and keep the rest for yourself.
But what about the person that's setting up a GoFundMe for a homeless person that's really giving them the money?
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
And not documenting it.
Right, there's nothing wrong with that. But that's the part that I don't. I just it's the same thing as when you giving people stuff and
it's the spirit. It's the spirit.
Everybody gotta know.
It's the
because
spirit.
You're not doing it because you want to or because your heart is into it. You're doing it because you're looking for something in return.
It's the spirit in which you give it. If you give it in the spirit of, I'm giving this to this person because I care about them, or I love them, or I'm just giving it just because I'm in the spirit of giving. I feel that I have that giving spirit. That's fine. That's fine. It's the other. It's when you give it to them with the expectation that
you're gonna get something in return.
Right. I don't know, Joseph. Sometimes as much as I want to, and I see it every day. As much as I want to give up on the human race, it's very difficult for me to give up on the human race. Believe me that the human race is always going to do right. But at the end of the day, you're going to have people out there that's going to give from the heart, and then you're going to have people that's going to give that's not.
Well, I can't judge every situation.
You're going to have people out there that's going to be selfish and not give it all. You're going to have people out there that's going to be takers and never give nothing back. They're going to always be looking for a handout, or they're going to always be in their feeling when, like I said, when somebody don't help them out, they'll be in their feelings about somebody not helping them out. But then when they're in a position to give, they won't give. You're going to always have people like that in this world.
But at the same time, you can't just look at a situation and feel that a person is wrong without knowing the whole situation, because you may see me reject someone, and you sit back and go, but he have the money. He can really help this person, but you really don't know what this person did to me before they came to me looking for the money. Because everybody's not going to just forgive what happened in the past.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not. I mean, it's just real. Everybody is not going to say, oh, well, you didn't do this for me, so I'm going to do this for you. Everybody's not going to do that. Mm-hmm. Yes, it would be a wonderful world if people did all do that.
It would.
But everybody, because I can tell you I'm not doing it. I can tell you now I'm not the one for that bullshit. I'm not, like I said, I'm not holding a grudge waiting to get you back. But if an opportunity presents itself, I'm going to use my opportunity to get you back. And that's just who I am as a person.
Joseph, you should.
Am I going to sit and say, is it right? I'm not going to sit here and justify and say that I'm right. But that's who I am as a person. It just is.
I mean, I get what you're saying. Like I said, I respectfully disagree with you on that. But
right, and I'm not.
And I'm not telling you that you're a bad person for feeling that way, because at the end of the day, I feel like everybody deserves to feel the way they want to feel about the situation. At the end of the day, it's okay.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Okay. You can't look at the person that's not giving as being a bad person, because you don't know what happened prior to this situation.
Right.
Now, if nothing happened, then yeah, of course you can look and say, well, damn, that's just mean. You just a mean bitch. But until you know the backstory, you really can't judge that person that's not giving.
Right.
And plus, how do you know? Like, just let's say somebody won the lottery. Let's just say they gave their family $50,000 each. And now they done spent it up, and they just keep coming back for more and more and more. Bitch, I'm not going to give you all my motherfucking money.
Right.
Like, come on, bitch. I gave you $50,000. That was your key to figure out how to keep it or invest it and make more money.
Right.
But you're not going to just keep knocking on my door. Can I have $20,000? Can I have $30,000? Oh, Nick need to pay for school. Nick need to pay her car. No, ain't nobody got time for all that shit. You should use that money wisely.
Right.
That don't mean you just keep coming knocking on my door and I'm supposed to just keep giving it to you because I got it. Because people will use you like that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I got this $50,000. Oh, well, I'm going to spend it up and go get more because he won $600 million. Bitch, it was my $600 million, not yours.
Right.
I don't care if I'm still lamping with $400 million. That don't mean I'm going to keep giving you motherfucking money, bitch. Because I'm telling y'all, I ain't the one. And you better hope I give you $50,000 to begin with. Because I ain't even trying to do that. And if I do, it's gonna be to my select few. Because everybody ain't getting.
I'm sitting up here laughing at
my I'm just telling the truth.
But most people out there on the planet think like you do. Yeah. I agree to a certain degree. I do agree. Because Joseph, it's some of my family.
Reese come ask you a question.
What's that?
She said, Tramel, if you can help 1,000 and pass over one, do you think the harm is still done?
Yes.
See me, I don't. See, child, because in
Yes.
my situation, I'll be
If
like,
I can help
I helped
1,000,
1,000. That other one, I just didn't like that.
because you
bitch,
know
so-
what? I wouldn't be concerned about the 1,000 I could help. I would be worried about the one that I couldn't help. That's just me. That's just my heart. I would be worried about the one that I couldn't help.
Not me.
I would be sitting here wondering, what can I do to help that one?
So y'all already hear from this that if the McCraeKingz ever became rich, there would be a battle on the field.
Oh yeah, there'd be a battle on the field because Joseph already done told me. He was like, because you know some of my family, they ain't fickle. They ain't kosher. But you know, I've told Joseph, I was like, Joseph, I will help out such and such. He said, Tramel, me and you will be fighting. Lord Jesus. He told me already, he said, Tramel, if we ever became famous,
Let me
and
tell
we
you something.
became into some money, me and you will be fighting because I will be so mad at you if you
I can
help
tell
that
you right
person out.
now, on my side of the family and his side of the family, and I'm putting it that way, so that neither side feels slighted. If the only reason why you call my phone is because you always begging me for something, because you need a nickel, because you need a dime, if I ever come into money, you might as well not even pick up the phone and call, because bitch, you still gonna be wanting that nickel and dime because you ain't gonna get shit from me. I don't care if I got $700 million, $1,000 trillion. I'm not giving you shit, bitch. Not even a can of soup, because all you ever do is call me begging. So what you need to do is just delete the number now. So just in case we become rich, you already know. Don't even bother calling this phone because I ain't got nothing for you. Not even a can of Campbell.
Child, I got to work on my husband. Joseph, it ain't nothing to get somebody something to eat.
Nope. Well, I might not deny you food. That I'm not gonna say.
It ain't
I'm
nothing.
not gonna deny you food. If you tell me you hungry, I'll tell you, well, come over, I'm cooking. I will give you that. But if you think that I'm gonna be stupid enough to say, here's $100, go buy something to eat, oh, that's not going to happen, sweet pea. That's not going to happen. Well, I tell you to come over and get one of these little frozen pot pies you like to eat that's in the freezer. So that way you ain't got to eat, because we ain't got to eat them kind of pot pies, honey. At that point, I could hire me a motherfucking chef and he can make me a homemade pot pie. So you can get the frozen ones that's in the freezer. I don't care about that. But what you won't get is $100 saying, here, go buy you something to eat. That won't happen. No, sweetie. Nope. That's not going to happen. I can promise you that.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, I agree with you on that. I do. I definitely agree with you. I mean, I agree with you on that. It ain't nothing for me to give you something to eat. It's something for me to give you my hard-earned money to put in your pocket, knowing that you ain't gonna do nothing but do wrong with
Trisha said a pot pie banquet.
it.
Exactly. A pot pie banquet.
There ain't nothing wrong with a pot pie, child.
You're hungry, right? Go eat it.
I love me some chicken pot pies, child.
Because let me tell you something. I have given people homeless food. I ain't giving you nothing that I ate off of.
What's
that
can I ask you a question?
Huh?
Can I ask you a question?
What
is homeless food?
Homeless food. They have a homeless people food.
Wait a minute.
Homeless people food.
No. What is homeless food?
Homeless people food.
What is that?
I have given homeless people food.
Oh, you giving them food? And
I ain't giving nobody.
It ain't a specific type of
that
food
I eat off of.
Huh?
It's just something that I had left over, like maybe half a sandwich or whatever.
Oh, that's homeless food.
And that bitch threw it in the garbage. And I said, oh, bitch, I don't want this shit. And he threw my sandwich in the garbage.
Joseph, let me tell you something. I remember.
I was like, oh, you ungrateful bitch. You was the one screaming you wanted money or food. Bitch, I gave you food.
Mm-hmm. I've been there before. I know how that feels. I remember when I was living in Virginia, I used to drive down this highway, right? And every, at the end of it, every time I got off the highway at this light, there would be some homeless person there begging for money. So this one time, I was out there and I saw that this homeless man was out there and he was, asking for money. And he looked like he was cold. And so I decided I was going to give him money the next day. And I was also going to give him some gloves, and I was going to give him a hat. So I went to the store, and it took me about an hour in that store looking for a pair of gloves for him and a hat. So next day when I got to the light, I gave him the money and I gave him the hat and the gloves. And after I pulled off, there was a garbage can standing right next to him. He took the gloves and the hat and chucked it in the garbage can like, I know this bitch didn't give me no damn hat and no gloves. I don't know hat and gloves. I want somebody's money.
Right, Tricia.
But it didn't stop me from giving him money anymore. I still gave him money the next day because he didn't know. He didn't recognize the gift in me giving him that hat and them gloves.
Right, Tricia. In his Miss Jerry's voice, honey. Tuna? I don't want no damn tuna.
Yeah, he was very that. He gave me very that. He gave me very that. I don't want no hat and gloves. I want me some money. And I had given him money and I gave him the hat and gloves, and he still took that hat and that gloves. And I mean, he chucked it in the garbage can like the nerve of him. Give me a pair of gloves and a hat. But you have people out there that will do stuff like that. And like I told you, my mother would go out and she would spend her last bit of money to give these homeless people a package, a little small package, just for them to have something to eat. And they used to love to see my mother coming. Hey, Mother Davis. Hey, Mother Davis. Because they knew my mother, when she packed up her little to-go bags and stuff like that, she would put a little bit of money in there. She put like $2 in there, or she put like $1. Then my mother started saying, I ain't putting no more. My mother said, I ain't putting no more damn money in there for these damn homeless people. They're going to kill me.
And take all the bags.
They was chasing her car one day. But you can't, you still got to be selfless. You still got to be unselfish, because that's what God wants you to do, because God's going to bless you. I'm telling y'all, God going to bless you. I done been in so many positions for God to bless me, and I've gotten all my blessings simply from doing unselfish and selfless acts. Yes, I'm telling you. God will put it in your path.
Well, did the Cash App go off yet?
No, the Cash App ain't going.
Well, ain't none of y'all being selfless in the chat. No, I'm joking. I'm so joking.
Ah, God. No,
I'm so joking.
I don't get upset. I don't get upset at that either, Joseph. It's been months. And
right, Trisha, he could have took the hat and gloves back to the store and said, somebody gave it to me, I ain't want it.
Yeah, I mean,
they got the money.
Yeah, I mean, Joseph, listen, it's been months since people have given us any money on our cash.
I ain't worried about that.
I'm not worried about that. You think I'm worried about that?
Our platform
is still going to prosper.
Am I going hungry?
Our platform is still going to prosper. We're still going to be able to sustain. Our platform is still going to prosper.
We're still going to be able to do the great
things that we do. We're still going to be able to send the messages to the masses like we try to do. We still going to get the message across to somebody, because that's all we ask. That's all we ask God for. God, please, if you can send a message to somebody from the work that we do here on Facebook, on YouTube and on Facebook, if you can just send a message to them, Lord, if you can change their heart, if you can make their heart a little bit more warmer, if you can make their mind make their mind a little bit more open, then we've done our job. That's all we ask for. That's the selfishness, that's the unselfishness and the selfless work that we do all the time, But it's other people that's in it for the money, and it's okay for them to be in it for the money. It's all right. It's all right for them to be in the money. Is it right? It may or may not be. They say Andrew Caldwell, the only reason why he does videos and stuff like that is for the money.
That's all it's for.
They say people like King Jives and Daryl Moore and them, the only reason why they do it is because of the money.
I don't know their business.
I don't know if they do or don't. I don't care. That's not why we do it. If
they damn sure ain't why we do it.
If they do it for that reason, by all means.
Honey, if I was doing it for that reason,
all means,
I'd have quit a long time ago.
Yeah, child, I'd have quit a long time ago too. But if that is the reason, if that be the reason that they do it, then that be the reason that they do it. You know what I'm saying? It's okay.
Y'all know what it's like waking up every morning, getting in front of this camera like we used to do. It started feeling like a damn job that I wasn't getting paid to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, we need to talk about this because I don't want it to feel like a job. I want it to feel like a hobby or something I want to do, just because I'm enjoying it and I'm having fun. Right, Trisha? That bothers me.
What's that?
The restaurants throwing away food when they can give it away.
Well, a lot of restaurants don't throw away food. There's a lot of restaurants that take their food and they donate it to a homeless shelter. And there's a lot of restaurants that take their food and they feed the homeless, some of them. Yeah. But, it's very difficult to judge people like that. It's very difficult to judge things like that. Yeah, so. But anyway, guys, that's all I really wanted to have a discussion with you guys about today. I wanted to have a discussion with you guys about selfishness and being selfless. Y'all, do something that you've never done before. Do something different. If you've never done it before, go out and see a homeless person on the street. And if they ain't got nothing to eat, offer them something to eat. Give them a sandwich, give them a dollar. Give them $1 or $2 to go and buy a sandwich. And even if they take that money and they don't buy a sandwich, at least you were selfless and unselfish enough to give them that couple of dollars so they can get something. That's what you look at. You can't judge the gift. You can't judge the gift. You can't get mad when somebody don't do something with something that you gave them, that you wanted them to do. So with that being said, guys, make sure you're watching us on all social media platforms, please.
And that will be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and of course right here on YouTube. Hit that like and subscribe button. And if you really want to be non-selfish, share us out to a friend and tell a friend about the TheMcRaeKingz to up our subscription. And because the subscription is free. But if you want to join our channel, feel free to hit that join button. If you don't see the join button if you don't see the join link, it's because you're on an Apple product, an iPhone or iPad, but the link will be in the description box. And please feel free to become a lord or a lady or a knight at our round table. Check out the TheMcRaeKingz boutique for everything Dare to Be Different and the TheMcRaeKingz. And of course you want to be Dare to Be Different, because why would you want to be the same? Also, if nobody tells you they love you today, know that me and Tramel do, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And with that being said, guys, please enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Make it the best Tuesday ever. Thank you for spending your Tuesday morning and part of the afternoon with me and Tramel. We truly appreciate you and all that you do in keeping the chat rolling. And with that being said, y'all know what it is.
Walk in love, peace, sunshine, happiness, and always remember,
it's Team McRae.
All damn day.
Later, y'all.
Talk to you soon.
You too, New Life.